What's up guys, it's Drac, and I just got in the Unicorn from my buddy Luke over at Out of Darts. As pictured in this, it's about 120 bucks or 116 plus shipping and yada yada. The base blaster is just under 100 bucks. So for somewhere between 95 and 120 bucks, you can have this blaster. Now it's currently feature rich with the 29 centimeter barrel and the 1.8 spring. 1.8 of what? I guess 1.8 times the goodness of the stock spring. No technical metrics on that, but that's not a big deal now. The blaster itself is hyper compact, and that becomes more evident when we start removing things from it. So the grip doesn't necessarily have to be this VFG, it could be anything, but it's got a very short stroke here. And then it has a spring around the barrel, kind of automatically seating your pusher into the dart gate, but more importantly, making it a little easier for you to get back into that stable position to fire. Now, the seal on the blaster is pretty good. That's is it a perfect seal? Huh. Oh, I was not fully seated, so it's not. So you can see it's not a perfect seal, but pretty good. So let's start talking about the features on the blaster going front to back. This is a standard barrel, which means that you can put any sort of scar or any sort of shroud over it. You've got these interesting, not quite night sights, and the quality control on these blasters is You can see you've got the transparent plastic up here on the iron sights, and then back here, I'm missing one of them. I don't think that that's Luke's fault. I think that that's a QC with the very Chinese manufacturer of this blaster. At first glance, it looks like this would be a dart gate. It is not a dart gate. It's a little piece of plastic that you can just pull off for deco, I suppose, paintless deco. The blaster is held together entirely with metric. This is pick rail underneath, but it's a very short piece of pick rail. And then you have this pump grip that's actually forward seated, specifically so there's room for your thumb when you crunch in like so. Blaster comes apart with 2 takedown pins. That's the next feature, one here and one here. The whole top end lays out and shows you a very metal trigger system inside. The trigger itself is metal. The way that it's set inside is metal. It's all very interesting in that regard. Blaster comes with this grip here, which you can slide in and then lock in. Very Captain Slug-esque design. This is interesting because it's an in-strike stock attachment if you want your stock to be lower, fire it more like a paintball marker, but also, it's threaded on the inside for Coca-Cola bottles. It's a little like diesel punk to be using a Coca-Cola bottle as your shoulder stock. I don't necessarily get it. It's more like a pistol brace at that point. Here's your magazine release. Blaster is compatible with the magazine it comes with. Gravity drops nicely, along with regular talons. Does not gravity drop nicely. The Dart Zone talons do not appear to be compatible. And then let's see, we've got the Out of Darts, what does he call these? The Tachi mags also appear to be not compatible. According to Luke, you can modify the blaster so that it is compatible with those magazines, but out of the package it isn't. You got full pick rail up top, not explicitly full pick rail, but there is pick rail up top. And then the very nice thing is that you've got this built-in stock here, runs on pipes, reminds me of Gabon's design. Of course, all of that's real steel inspired, but lets you get the blaster back like this. Now it comes standard with the funkiest darts. These look like they're like, what if Ultra Darts ripped off the Dart Zone bamboo patent, but then also had suction tips? That's a very strange choice. I don't know if we'll necessarily use this as the metric that we judge by, but let's put a few over the chronograph of their stuff just to see how that works. 216 is not bad. Again, this is an upgrade. Duplicate 216. 220, 219, duplicate. So those are the funky darts. They're obviously lightweight. Let's see how it performs with some serious darts. We have the target darts from Dart Zone, and then at the bottom too, it looks like a couple of worker darts from the pile. But let's put those over and see how those perform. That was interesting. 160, 137, 159, 145, 177. So, you know, much lower, less consistent performance. Maybe it was designed with these in mind. Just a little interesting that the high FPS comes from the very lightweight darts. It's almost like that's how physics works. Wild. I do think that the blaster is solid. I think that the very low profile of the blaster makes it an interesting and serious contender for competitive play. You don't need a ton of performance on a CQB field, but you know, it's a solid injection molded blaster for under $100 if you catch it in the right way at the right time with the right sale. Overall, I think that it is a solid competitive contender. I think that it's limited slightly by the size of its plunger tube, but it's clean, it's easy, it's compact. It's the unicorn. So if you're searching for your unicorn, you know, you could find one over at outofdarts.com, but I'd love to see it with a paint job. I am curious to see what this company comes up with next. So anyway, that is our take on the unicorn, a semi-modular blaster coming out with full injection molding and metal internals. It is roughly the size of one Schnauzer, so like I said, pretty compact. From Jinx and I, regardless of whatever you celebrate, a very happy holidays. Wishing you guys all the best from our tiny family to yours. Check out the unicorn in the description box down below, along with Luke's other fine offerings as you lead into the holiday season. It might be too late to get printed blasters, but you could certainly get the off-the-shelf stuff in time for the holiday celebration of your choice. I think that covers it on this blaster. I will see you guys in the next video. We're working up our entire December repertoire of content right now. Got a lot of good videos coming your way, but we are still incredibly busy with some side projects right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you very soon. Much love. Blast on. Drac out.